Hello! Have I ever told you how much I love wigs? No? Then let me show you. I'm sure you know where I'm coming from. There's this character with short hair and a really cool costume. But all the short wigs out there are still way too long, and there's no way to cut them without the wefts getting visible. Fear not. That's why I started experimenting with Bald Cap Wigs. They are a little bit different from your regular wefted wigs. First of all, they are not stretchy, so for the best results your wig head needs your head measurements. I have a tutorial on how to customize your wig head here. Second of all, you need to protect your wig head. I'm going to be working with latex, so you need something to cover the head to prevent the latex from sticking there forever. I had one of my heads covered in silicone for that purpose, but you can also use a silicone bathing cap that you stretch until there are no weird bumps. Plastic wrap works too, but the structure might get transferred to the wig. The latex I'm using is very thick, which is very good because it's not going to run off while drying. I often mix in a bit of water and some acrylic paints. Pure latex dries down to a yellowish color, so I do some color correction to match it to my skin. It also dries a lot darker, so you should do a test piece first. For a more realistic look on wigs, I quite like to mix together different shades of hair. In long wigs, the difference between the darkest and the lightest color can be quite drastic. For short hair, I try to limit myself a little bit. It's harder to mix the short hair so well that once you cut it down as short as possible, it doesn't look patchy. On this blonde wig, I ran into this problem. As you can see, the dark spots are very visible and distracting. Okay, so I'm ready to start the wig now. I already have a base structure out of mesh fabric. All I did here was to paint it skin colored, put it on my wig head and glue the seams together with latex. As you can see, I used some Swiss lace in the front. You could probably leave out the lace cap, but you would have to apply a thicker layer of latex first for a sturdy structure. I'm going to make sure it perfectly fits to my wig head, and now I can apply the first bit of latex. Since latex dries quite quickly, I'm working in smaller sections. I apply the latex, then I take some hair, cut one side into a clean line and push it into the wet latex. Then I repeat that process until the whole head is covered in hair. In the end, I like to press down on the hair to make sure it really touches the latex. I also push it lightly upwards as if I would push the hair back into the head. I then also thought it would be a good idea to compress it with the bathing cap, which turned out to be too tight. Actually, a normal nylon wig cap would have been better. While that's drying, let's talk about another super important aspect of these kinds of wigs. The preparation. In general, you want to make sure to get your hair as flat and smooth as possible against your head. Avoid getting any bumpy textures because they might show on the outside of the wig. If you have long hair, I think braiding or pin curling, then compressing everything down with wig caps will be great and lead to great results. Make sure to also get the little flyaways in the neck or behind your ears. With short hair you can use strong hair gel to glue your hair to your head. I'm usually too lazy for that, so I go with another option. Yeah, I'll get a mirror. After 1 or 2 days the latex should be dry and we can work on the wig again. To cut the wig I use electric hair clippers. I use a combination of shaving upwards and shaving downwards. I had to go over it quite a lot because it was so much hair on this wig and my clippers are not built for this kind of heavy task. So little tip on the side, the super cheap ones for like 10 euros will not work for this. I started out with one and it constantly got stuck in the hair. Once I thought I shaved everything off, I went through the wig with my hands to get rid of loose hair. Then I shaved it again. In the end, I cleaned up the edges with some scissors. To make sure the latex doesn't stick to itself, I dusted baby powder over the inside after I had peeled the wig off the wig head. The many spots where the latex had pressed to the outside, thanks to my genius idea with the bathing cap, I simply coated with a little bit of acrylic paint. You might end up with little holes in the hair. You can easily add some more latex to the bald spots and put some more hair there. Well, here we have a short wig. But it's more like soccer hiding in the Fire Nation than soccer from the Water Tribe, if you know what I mean. So I started another try. New wig base. I used latex to build it directly on the wig head. Again using Swiss lace for the front. I painted the mesh to fit my skin tone and mixed some more latex. This time I covered the whole head in latex. I used the shaved off hair to sprinkle it on the wet latex. I sprinkled on so much hair so the latex was barely visible underneath it. Then I pressed gently down on it and let it dry. Moment of truth, huh? The cutting and finishing was very similar to the first one. This time I ended up with a few spots I didn't like. I just added a little bit of latex to these spots and sprinkled some more of the cut hair on top of it. I of course then had to let it dry, but once that was done, I could just shave it off, and so I fixed the little bald spots. The hairline on this wig was quite unnatural, so I took some little scissors to it and cut little pieces of the hairline off of it to create a more natural look. I ended up cutting little spiky sections out of the wig, but I tried to only cut the latex and not necessarily the loose hair that would fall over the edge in the front, so that I create a more natural appearance. You can use this technique not only for a full cut head, but also for shaved sections, like a side shave. You can also have one shaved wig and some hair pieces that you sew on top of it, and you can change when you need it for another character. The options are truly endless. I would love to hear if this tutorial was helpful, and when you're going to try it out, make sure to link me on Instagram or TikTok. I would love to see it. Thank you for watching. Until next time.